Stadia finally gets its first AAA exclusive. Kind of. We talk about a supposed Jek and Daxter leak, which, spoiler alert, I don't think is real. All this and more on Wumpa Time. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to yet another episode of Wumpa Time. My name is Canadian Guy 8, and I am joined by the handsome and the one, the only, Shemp.
Oh, thank you, Reginald.
Oh.
Hi.
So we're gonna start. We're gonna start the show right away with some quick news, and one that I never thought that I would be saying, but Saints Row the Third, if you didn't know, is getting a remaster. A little random, a little out of the blue.
Yeah, a little out of nowhere.
A little out of nowhere. We will admit that's something that we didn't expect, and something that we thought we were all gonna like sleep on it. Like, yeah, sure, it's just gonna be a port remaster, whatever. Oh no. We were shocked by being shown the before and afters, and for some reason they are killing it. The remaster looks amazing.
The remaster is one of the best remasters I think I have ever seen. And when I say remaster, I don't mean remake. This is a remaster, like how God, all the remakes and remasters get mixed up in my head. Like, oh, I'm sorry, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. Those are all remasters. Yeah. They have higher resolutions, better frame rates, yada yada yada. But the Saints Row the Third remaster is the best looking remaster I've ever seen, mainly because everything is completely different. The thing is, the base game is exactly the same. Right. They literally just touched up the graphics. That's it. And my God, did they touch up the graphics?
Oh, the game legitimately looks like now a PlayStation 4 game that you would see launched easily this generation. By no means easy.
And it's the biggest thing is the lighting and the texture quality. The lighting,
oh gosh.
Oh, the lighting looks so good, and the texture quality really highlights how good the lighting is. Like you can look up before and afters like everywhere of the original PS3/360 version and the new remastered version that's on PC and everything else. Just not Switch. Everything else besides Switch. And it's amazing. It's something I've never seen before. I usually see like videos on YouTube where it's like, Sonic Heroes with Reshade, Spyro Reignited with Reshade mod or stuff like that, where the bloom is just like cranked up to the max. This is like, it's so well done. There's so much more geometry, there's so much more detail, there's so much more on screen, there's motion blur, better car reflections, better everything.
And this is for a game that came out, if I remember correctly, for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, right?
Yes.
And this gets me excited because there were a lot of games that came out in that era that were fantastic. And if they can do that type of quality of remaster for, like, let's say even a game like Mass Effect, right? Or a game like Dragon Age or anything along the lines of that in that way, in that style, we're looking at it's possible, because apparently, is it still running on its original engine as well?
I believe so. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's still the original engine with all of the new technology that the team has built.
That is incredible. That is absolutely mind blowing.
It surprises me more that if I remember correctly, the original development team is not involved in any capacity. Because they were asked about it and they were like, how's the remaster going? And the original dev team was like, we don't know, we're not part of it. So the original was handled by Volition, I hope I'm saying that right. And the remaster was done by a company called Spirasoft. They've done, riveting. They've done Monopoly 2012. They've developed Monopoly, and then they developed Risk, and they ported Battleship, and then Saints Row the Third. That is, that's the biggest jump I think I've ever seen.
This could be their big break. I'm looking at like this game, like this remaster. If you guys are on your computer or your phone, go check this out. It is like worth a check. It's not like the textures are a bit better, or that looks a bit. No, it's like almost an entirely new game, and if this little studio, this no-name studio, is creating quality, what's the name again? Sorry, what was the name of the studio?
It's called Spirasoft, and
Spirasoft.
this news to me. I'm sorry, this Wikipedia page didn't outline everything. They're involved in a lot more than I thought. It looks like they're a huge support team. Like they're working on Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now.
Okay.
So let's see. They've done Saints Row the Third Remaster, Rainbow Six Siege, Mortal Kombat.
Also, they're like an outsourcing company, I suppose.
Yeah, Battlefront, The Walking Dead, Black Ops 4, League of Legends, Outer Worlds, all the sports games, Bulletstorm.
So they're an outsourcing. They're not really necessarily something where they develop in house. But it sounds like that this is their most closely developed, their highest quality in like innermost developed game.
So far, again, people listening, correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks like the amount of work put into this game is it's astonishing how good this is.
Yeah, and legitimately, I think that this is a studio that needs to be looked at. And you know what? If this Saints Row, because it started to go viral, right? Mm-hmm. If this Saints Row remaster picks up a bunch of traction and speed and sees who developed it, other studios might approach the studio and say, hey, we want you to, maybe studios that they don't really want to handle it themselves, but they have IP that they know that they can get off the ground, like let's say EA or whatnot, and they say, hey, we want you to remaster or remake this game because you did Saints Row so well. And this studio might become like the next Blue Point Games, where, you know, Blue Point did Shadow of the Colossus, did all that stuff. And we're actually going to be talking about Blue Point later on because they do pop back up. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that it is incredible to see this from such a smaller studio or a outsourcing studio and not from a mainline big studio.
Oh, yeah.
I think that is something that is incredibly impressive. And I think that we should keep an eye on this studio overall.
Oh, yeah. And something else I'd like to keep an eye on are Final Fantasy VII Remake's amazing launch numbers. It's... Oh, Segway. Good Lord. Segway. Huh. So, let's see. This is coming from the US NPD, which is the retail... they're a retail tracking service, and the people look at this for games. And they posted a picture that said Final Fantasy VII Remake sets a new franchise launch month unit and dollar sales record. And there are 3 bullet points. 1, it is now the best-selling game of April 2020, instantly becoming the 3rd best-selling game of the year already. And
that's really good.
That's amazing. Let's see. Currently the best-selling game on the PS4 this year. Just outselling everything that came out so far. And the launch month unit and dollar sales best in franchise history, exceeding those of Final Fantasy 15, which launched in December 2016. So the last record for the franchise was in 2016 with 15, and it looks like 7 Remake just kind of done immediately, just right away.
Well, here's the thing, is that there are so many factors and so many things to look at as an analyst at this, that the fact is that this is so impressive. And let me list one of many reasons. 1, this was released during the outbreak, right? Where physical sales have been handicapped. You literally cannot find a lot of physical versions of this game unless you have like a supercenter. Your GameStops, your other game stores, all these other it's literally, and they are low on supply. Yeah. So the majority of these sales are digital. I would go out on a limb and say that. Either pre-orders or digital. So they're breaking franchise sales and record sales with the outbreak happening, with a handicap to their physical sales, right?
I believe so. Let me look at something, but you go ahead and keep going.
Yeah, and the second thing here is that it was a game that launched in April. Now, April is not a big month for gaming. It's just April. It's actually, in fact, kind of like a dead month. There's a span of time that's very dead. It's January, February, March, January, February, March, and picks back up for the March break, and then April is a dead month too. May, things starts picking up because kids start getting out of school. And then all your games, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. For that 7-month period, you're gold, right? And the Final Fantasy 15 was released during what was, did you say December 2016?
Mm-hmm.
So during one of the golden months, this release a video game in terms of sales, it's beaten that on a month that's considered as for game sales,
which is extremely impressive. And what I was looking at is, I went back to the Final Fantasy VII Remake Twitter account, and on April 21st, 3 days after the game launched, they posted saying that they already sold over 3.5 million units shipped and digitally in 3 days. So who knows where they're at now? And
who knows?
Looking at the chart of April 2020's top 20 best-selling games, number 1 is Final Fantasy VII Remake, with number 2, of course, being Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and then Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Right.
But there it is, FF7 Remake, still there, beating Call of Duty twice. Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is number 7, and Modern Warfare is number 2. That's insane, especially from Activision.
Yeah, as crazy insane. And I am very happy to see that, which I'm sure Square is also, they're also very, very impressed by this. And I'm almost certain that the production of the next game will be much smoother than the production that they had for this game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It'll be even better. And I wouldn't even be shocked if they release a PS5 port with, maybe a little extras, like, how they're doing with the Kingdom Hearts remixed, whatever. They might do that. I don't know if they will or not, but nonetheless, they might. And those sales are incredible. But we're going to segue right into Animal Crossing because...
Oh, yes. More sales talk.
We're going to be talking more about sales because Animal Crossing New Horizons has beaten Animal Crossing New Leaf, which came out for the 3DS, lifetime sales in 2 months.
Let that sink in. Animal Crossing New Horizons has been out for, 4+ years by now? And
I think longer.
I think let's say 5. Let's say 5.
We'll say 5.
So 5 years of being out, and they've sold a total. I don't know if this is worldwide or just in Japan. I think this is just in Japan. In Japan, it was 4,480,000 units, and I think this was like physically. And in 2 months, New Horizons is up to 4,481,000 units in Japan. Only in Japan. Now, as it counts, that doesn't include like the Welcome Amiibo re-release, which is 500,000, which puts New Leaf. It puts New Leaf's total at around like 5 million or so. So that, like, even if it's still 5 million, this game is still selling. I'm looking at a chart right now. It has not dipped once. It shot up extremely hard from the first 20 weeks, and it's still going up. And the game is still extremely hard to find right now, which is going to increase digital sales too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. And here's the thing too, and something that I find really funny is that this goes and ties with what we were talking about before, with how the fact that the Switch has been selling out, right? And people have been playing Animal Crossing like crazy. It's gotten to a point now where people who are not even gamers know what Animal Crossing is. My parents actually, my mom approached me and goes, "What's this Animal Crossing game I've been hearing about?" And she's not on Twitter. She's barely, her social media is Facebook and with all of her friends. And even my mother has heard about Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's literally a game that's selling consoles left, right, and center. It's a game that people are using as refuge during this pandemic. I feel like that's a big thing that people, with this outbreak, people are spending a lot more time on Animal Crossing. And because people are spending so much time in Animal Crossing, other people are seeing it, and it's being sold by word of mouth as well. I think that's a big selling point.
Oh, yeah. I constantly get asked at work, do you have Animal Crossing? Do you have Animal Crossing? And we'll say, no. What do you think? And Switch is right now still being sold out. To give people a better understanding, I feel like a broken record because I keep saying it at work. But right now, all of the United States are out of Switches right now, and that's because the factories in California are shut down, so they're not making any more. So if you're wondering why there are none, that's why, in America at least. I don't know what the situation is like in Canada or any other country.
I'm not sure about the. Well, last time I went to Walmart, that we had Switch lights. You can get Switch lights.
Switch light. They're still hard to find, but they're easier to find than a Switch.
Yeah, a mainline Switch though is a lot more harder to find. But I've been able to see, probably when I go to Walmart, I probably see at least like 4 Switch lights. And each time I come in, it's restocked. That they know. But also, a friend of mine, just kind of a little bit that I had heard. A friend of mine who works very close with Sony had told me that allegedly there's a lot of sales happening for PlayStation, and that in Canada, I'm not sure. Canada is right now kind of freaking out. Like Sony Canada is freaking out because they're like, we need PlayStations. We need PlayStations. We don't have any PlayStations. And it's like, whoa, what's going on here, right? And that is something that I think is really cool, because that means that they're selling a lot of consoles, right? And this outbreak is already planting the seeds of a new generation of gamers because of that, right? People who not gamers, like, man, I need to do something with my time. I'm bored. I've read every book. I've binged Netflix. I've listened to music. I need something else. And people are like, well, I haven't played video games in a long time, since, like, there were posts everywhere. They're like, oh man, I haven't played a video game since the Commodore 64.
Yeah, I get that a lot. And the most common thing we get when people come into the store is, do y'all have this? No, man, everyone's out of everything. And we'll say, yeah. That's kind of the thing here in Texas, at least. All of Texas is out of everything. When like everyone is so desperate for controllers and consoles. We have one of our usual guys who works with us. He dropped off like 12 fixed PS3 controllers, and they were all like black, camo, blue, and silver. And before we even put them out, we sold 4 of them, and then by the end of the day, we were down to 4.
And these are PS3?
PS3 controllers, and they're all refurbished, they're clean and everything, and we sell them for $39.95. And so, like, I had the box and I was getting ready to clean them and put them in a bag, and this guy comes up and he's like, hey, are those for sale? I was like, yeah. And he goes, all right, I'll take 3 of them. I was like, are you kidding me? I haven't even put them out yet.
It's like, bro.
He's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I mean, money, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of Sony, segue. So Sony has announced that allegedly, during a conference call, that they are going to be showing the next gen lineup for the PlayStation 5, and I quote, the words he says is soon.
Yep, and that's what we've been hearing for months, and we have been reporting on for months. And let me tell you, I'm sick of it. Like, come on, guys. Give us something.
Yeah, just a teaser. A teaser would be amazing. Just something to look forward to, because we're almost in June. We don't know what the PlayStation 5 looks like. We know it's got a good hard drive, and we know what the controller looks like.
Cool, yeah, the controller. I can't wait to hold it. You know what I want to imagine more? Playing the games.
Yeah.
Let's see. The exact quote was, quote, games for the PS5 that deliver this new game experience are being made by both first and third party developers, and we plan to introduce a compelling lineup of titles soon. So nothing new. It just, hey guys, we're making games. Cool. We know. Did you not know that we know?
Yeah, so the date that I had been talking about on the channel quite a bit was June 4th. Now, allegedly, that's been pushed back. And I'm like, PlayStation, you can't be pushing back the show. You got to show something, anything. Even if it's a third-party game running natively on the PlayStation 5, we don't care. Because the only game that we know about is Godfall.
And that Unreal 5 demo that was allegedly running off of PS5, but allegedly.
we say allegedly because the thing is that we don't know the dev kit. Like I said, we talked about this last week, was that we don't know if the dev kit was altered. We don't know if there was a cooling setup. We have no idea. So the best bet is to take it like, yes, we're happy to see that the PlayStation 5 can run technology like this, but nonetheless, we still haven't seen anything. But here's the thing because something that I was learning, just because it says rendered in engine, I found out that rendered in engine is a trick word or a trick sentence.
Oh.
Where, yeah. So, Senua's Sacrifice, that trailer. That trailer blew us all away, right?
Yes.
That was a trailer that was like, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Rendered in engine means that was a cinematic that was rendered in the engine that the game is running on, but not the actual gameplay of the game.
Oh, you right. Right, yeah.
Because here's the thing, I haven't seen anything come close to Senua's Sacrifice yet. The Unreal Engine showing was very impressive. It was very impressive, but it was not to the rate of Senua's Sacrifice or Senua's Hellblade 2, right? But here's the thing. I was like, because I was looking at the character's face that they were using in the Unreal Engine, and I'm like, it doesn't have the same quality as Senua. But the reason why is because Senua's is not in-game, or it's not an actual in-game. It's an in-game cinematic rendered. It was rendered in the engine, and it's like, this is what the cinematics could potentially look like, but this is not what the gameplay looks like. And the Unreal Engine was actual, according to them, gameplay, right?
Yeah.
So what we want to see, and the reason why people were also so upset about the Inside Xbox, which the more I hear about, the more I'm leaning towards that the Inside Xbox wasn't as good of a showing. Like at first I was like, man, you guys are crazy. I thought it was pretty good. But as time went on, I'm like, I can kind of see why people are frustrated, because the Inside Xbox showed third-party games, not even first-party games, and most of them were in-game cinematics, and some of them had the text like gameplay not final, rendered in engine. And it's like, and when you use that quote and term, you can kind of get away with almost anything. But Josh Grubb was saying that the PlayStation event was supposed to be on the 4th, but apparently it's been pushed back. To when, we have no idea. We have no clue right now.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm just kind of like, it'll happen when it happened, and I'll be surprised, but I'm just kind of slowly losing faith. Xbox has shown off more than Sony, and the fact that we have to wait more and more for Sony to show off anything is just kind of killing my hype buzz, if I'm going to put it some way.
There is a way for me that I think that can really enhance everybody's hype buzz, is that if PlayStation announces a PlayStation 5 and they start marketing like hit the ground literally running at lightning speed, where each week we find out something new every week, have PlayStation being a trend that we see weekly, where every week a gaming news outlet has something to talk about when it comes to the PlayStation 5, and nothing small, something huge, whether it be a title, whether it be a feature, whether it be whatever. If PlayStation can get their hype marketing down and they're able to announce something almost week to week leading up to the announcement or the release of the PlayStation 5, then they can recapture the hype, because you got 6 months, but you got to hit the ground running, and you got to keep going and not stop.
Yeah, and if we know anything, we know Sony's marketing is very aggressive. I remember when games like Uncharted 4 were coming out, there were trailers and then Accolade commercials on TV. It was everywhere. You couldn't look anywhere without seeing Uncharted 4 somewhere, because that was a big game for them. And if they really want to, they can market something extremely good, and sometimes it's extremely bad. Because remember when Medieval didn't get any commercials? Me too.
Yeah. Medieval did not get any love when it came to the commercials, and that was something that I really ding Sony on, because Sony does do really good marketing, like you said, and they didn't market Medieval almost at all, and it was heartbreaking. It really was.
It was just kind of a side project for one of their exclusives.
Yeah. But speaking of exclusives, let's segue into the first piece of main news. So why don't you take this one, Shemp? Because let's take out our first off, before we begin, everyone take out your Stadia pinata sticks.
Everyone get your Stadia stick.
Get your Stadia stick out. It's time to beat another Stadia pinata. So, what's the news on Stadia, Shemp?
Well, let me tell you. Now there's a reason to buy Stadia. Just kidding. Nope. So, Stadia, we've nagged them for a while about them not having their own exclusive games. They always just keep putting games on their store that you get to pay for a membership so you can pay for the game. I know, it's amazing. It's a great system. You know what else is a great system? Wi-Fi controllers, but I digress. So, Google Stadia recently announced that they nabbed exclusivity rights for a certain AAA game. Now, the thing is, people were very excited for this game when it was announced and it was coming out, which is soon. And then this happened, and everything kind of went to garbage. So, Serious Sam 4 is now a 1-year timed exclusive for Google Stadia. But there's always a but when it comes to Stadia.
It's a big but.
It's a big old but. So, it's also still coming to Steam at launch. So, it's not an exclusive. I don't get it, but here's the thing.
It's a console exclusive.
It's a console exclusive, meaning...
But not an exclusive.
No. I think Google forgets what exclusive means. But that means, for this to happen, the console versions needed to get delayed till 2021. So if you are really excited to play Serious Sam 4 on your Xbox One or your PS4, oh well. You're going to have to wait until the new consoles come out for you to play it, or you buy it on Steam, or you buy it on Stadia.
Here's the thing, and this is so stupid, is if they actually nabbed it where it was 1 year exclusive for Stadia, and now when Serious Sam was announced, it wasn't initially announced with Stadia in mind, correct?
Oh, no. It was, what was the supposed to release date? It just says, it just says 2020. Serious Sam 4 was announced, when was it announced? Hold on. It wasn't that long ago. Announcement trailer. It looks like I can't figure it out. But seriously,
I do remember hearing about it, though. I do remember hearing about it.
People knew about this. People knew that this was coming. Devolver Digital announced, Serious Sam 4 is coming. It's coming. There were leaks and rumors and everything. And bam, it's coming out. And then, hiya, Google Stadia. And everyone's like, what? I'm sorry?
Oh, no.
And the thing is, it's an open world. If you haven't played Serious Sam, from what I remember, it's like a GTA clone or Just Cause type of game, but it's a lot more over the top, a lot more goofy, a lot more self-aware. You play it to have a good time.
Kind of like Saints Row with Grand Theft Auto, kind of.
Yeah, it's like if the self-awareness of Doom 2016 was an open world game. That's how I kind of put it. But like, I'm looking at the gameplay. It looks real good. It looks really polished. Looks like there's a lot there. And then Google Stadia. Now I understand, a paycheck's a paycheck. If Google Stadia is like, hey, we're gonna offer you a bunch of money to put your game on our platform for a year, which is what companies do all the time. Sony does it literally with every other Activision game. It's to make your console look good. Now the thing is, Google Stadia isn't a console. It's a service. I don't get it. You still have to buy the game. The thing is, you're gonna have to buy this game, which is gonna be $40 when it launches, and you have to buy it on Stadia. And in order to continuously play that game, you also have to make sure that you constantly pay for your internet service monthly. So this has to be a long-term investment, or you could just buy it on a console and play it on the console or your PC.
The fact that the company thought that this was a good investment, where they're like the amount of money for that to be a thing, because first off, it's obvious that people are going to automatically hate this. Knee-jerk reaction before anyone even thinks is everyone hates this idea of it being an exclusive by any means to Stadia, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't deserve to be.
Right. But here's the thing, is that this better be the company's, like, they might be thinking this will be our last Serious Sam. And the reason why is because they just killed the hype for any future installments of Serious Sam. Yep. Because people will boycott this game to death. People are not going to pick it up for Stadia. If people do pick it up, it's going to be for Steam. Yep. There was no selling point. There was no selling point here. The amount of money that Google probably had to offer to be able to get that, because the problem is that they would have been in a huge crap storm of bad PR if they decided that, like, they knew, like, the company would have to know, if we announce Serious Sam 4 exclusive with any exclusivity to Stadia, we're going to get a PR crap storm. Mm-hmm. And they're very stupid, or Google gave them an exorbitant amount of money. And let's be real here. I'm sorry, but Serious Sam, it's AAA, but it's not like mainline AAA. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's no Halo. It's no Grand Theft Auto. It's no Assassin's Creed. It's just not as well known. And the amount of money that Google probably put down to be able to get that was probably insane. Or, like I said, the developers, the person who's running Serious Sam in terms of who's getting what and developing it, is very, very unintelligent, because they are now dealing with a crap storm, and now they have to weather this crap storm. And if Stadia goes down, so does Serious Sam.
Yeah, this was and this, I wouldn't say, I think maybe this might be Devolver Digital's most recognizable IP.
Okay.
Because Serious Sam has a huge cult following. I saw that there was a mod for Serious Sam 3, I think, on Steam that just turned it into Doom 2016. It was
I'm not saying, like, just to clarify, I'm not saying that Sam that this is a bad game, right?
Oh,
and I'm sure that there's a huge following for it, but in terms of being well known and in terms of a household name, it's not. Even though it's a AAA title, it's not as big as, let's say, some of these other titles that we sometimes hear about. So I just want to clarify that.
No, you're good. I'm to be fair, to go off that, I think like more people know what Time Splitters is than they do Serious Sam, and that's even more of a cult following game. But yeah, like I was saying, I think it was Serious Sam 3 that someone modded the game from scratch to make it look and play like Doom 2016, and it was mind-boggling how good this looked. The fact, I thought it was just Doom 2016, but no, it was Serious Sam. They ported all the monsters, they made custom animations and gameplay mechanics, they added the tether and everything, and it was just Serious Sam 3, and you could download that for free just to mess around with it. It was amazing. It's amazing what these modders can do, and it's going to be fun to see what they do with Serious Sam 4 if it is opened pretty early. But
yeah,
you know, that's for PC gamers. Console console gamers are where the main money is. I think more people own consoles than they do gaming PCs. But this is really going to hurt it, because by the time it comes out next year for consoles, everyone's saving up for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and whatnot. This is going to fly under the radar so hard. And I looked at the release date, actually. Steam says the planned release date is August.
Planned?
Yeah, planned release date is August. So 3 months. 3 months from now.
3 months from now. This was a crap storm that I think that, was very poor. Very poor. As I said, I only see two outcomes from this. One, Google cut them a massive check that was stupid.
Yeah.
like literally Google money. Here you go. Here's a literal mountain of gold, and then they say, okay, well, we can all retire after this, or hey, we can make whatever we want, or B, this is or B, they're like saying farewell to Serious Sam. Like they're saying, okay, this is going to be our last Serious Sam. Then we're going to move on to other titles, or B, someone at Devolver made a very big mistake.
Yeah, and they were just like, oops, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Now we're going to shift to a topic that I have been I've started to get vocal about, because I feel that people are really, really, really not pushing a line, but they're definitely, it's something that I strongly disagree with. So, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's segue into this. So, Jek and Daxter. Jek and Daxter is one of my favorites as a child. I think most people who owned a PlayStation 2 owned Jek and Daxter, or at least played it.
Yeah.
It's a legendary, I would argue and say, at least you can say the first one. You can argue and debate the second and third one, but the first game, arguably, it holds legendary status and was one of the best, like, showing of how well the PlayStation 2 could run games, because there were games that are coming out the end of the PlayStation 2 generation that didn't even come close to the graphical fidelity of Jek and Daxter, the precursor legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So Jek and Daxter has a very cult following, and there was a rumor that was, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. There was a post that was posted on 4chan.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, okay, keep going.
Yeah. So the post was, and I'm paraphrasing, that Jek and Daxter was being remade from the ground up. All three games, the first, the second, and the third game, being remastered from the ground up. And it's going to be a PlayStation 5 launch title. And that's it. That's the rumor. Now, for some reason, it started to pick up steam. Some people are writing articles about it. There are some fellow YouTubers whom I love from the bottom of my heart are covering it and talking about it. And to me, I am just baffled by it, because it is just a 4chan post. Now, to add on to the salt, to my opinion, they said the name twice in their post. In their post, they talked about it twice, Jek and Daxter, except they spelt it wrong.
Twice they spelt it and like, it's not even like, the thing is, when you make a stupid fake leak like this, you have to think of a fun title that's going to sell it. This is called, like, it's like, okay. let me read the first one, the short one. I got this this is from 4chan. This is the post. I got this information from an employee very close to Sony Interactive Entertainment Studios, and both games aim to be revealed exclusively on PS5. The first one, Jek and Daxter Re-Trilogy, as a PS5 launch title. Jek. J-E-K. Jek. They spell that. There are two separate posts, and they spell it like that twice. Come on. Now, to get the rest of it, after that, they say it's the Legacy of Kain remake scheduled for 2021, and their official presentation is scheduled for the Summer Games Fest, but it looks like the team hasn't decided yet whether to announce them together at the same time, at the same event, or announce them separately at different Sony events over the summer. You're right, because this professional team at a multi-billion-dollar company just can't decide when to announce it. You know, it could be here, it could be there. They don't have professional planning. It's just, it's up in the air.
Now this is where things get really interesting. They're saying that's being remade by Blue Point. Now, Blue Point is known for their quality stuff. They remade the Shadow of the Colossus for the PlayStation 4 that was originally on the PlayStation 2. They were the ones who led the Uncharted collection for the PlayStation 4. It was Blue Point. Blue Point is an excellent studio, and they have been basically almost running basically second party exclusively for PlayStation. They developed the unfortunate, not so popular, very cult following PlayStation All Stars.
Yeah.
Did the Smash Bros clone basically, and I have so many problems with this. And here's my problem: is that this leak should have never caught steam at all.
No, not at all.
Never.
Like it's. I get it. We're kind of in a news drought, but come on, you have to have common sense.
There has to be. You see, the problem is that now I can hear some people in the comment sections and some people who listen to my speculation and theory videos. The thing is that those videos, there's meat to them. Mm-hmm. There is meat. There is something there. There's connections. There are things being put together. The problem is when you get something like this, there's literally nothing. There is nothing. It's a 4chan post that didn't even spell the name right. And the name is Jek and Daxter Retrilogy.
Like, what is that? That's not even a word. No. It's like they forgot to type it in. And on the second post where they talk about the fact that it's Bluepoint, it's also riddled with spelling errors that just make it more and more it's clear as day. I don't get it. Let me read a quote from the second one. Because the goal of the team with this project is to overcome the original games and reimagining those events to create a single great story with numerous new narrative elements and new elements of the gameplay itself.
So they're basically rebooting, I guess? But remaking?
But it's a remake. And they say it also appears that some Naughty Dog developers are also collaborating on the project. No, they're not. No, they're not. Naughty Dog has said multiple times, we don't care. You want to know
about Jak and Daxter?
You want to know what
they've been done with Jak and Daxter?
When Limited Run did the collector's editions of Jak 1, 2, and 3, you want to know what you got with the Jak 3 collector's edition?
What?
You got all this stuff and then a mock-up box for Jak 4 with the gritty, realistic artwork that's already been out. So it wasn't like drawn for Limited Run. They took they took a PNG of the realistic artwork and then they put it in a PS4 case, and then you got a Jak 4 PS4 theme.
Yep.
So like they didn't even go through the effort of making custom artwork for the fake case. They're just like, whatever. Give them the Jak 4 case of the game that's not ever going to be made.
Yeah, exactly. So Naughty Dog has gone on record over and over again that their aim now has been the hyper-realistic games. You got your Uncharted, your The Last of Us, right? And this rumor just doesn't hold water. It just doesn't. But what's frustrating is that I'm seeing people who are near and dear to my heart who are making videos about it, and now it's turned into something, right? Fuel has officially been added to something that shouldn't have even been a fire to begin with, right? Mm-hmm. And I understand having hope, but then there is literally stretching something out there's nothing there. There is no evidence. Now, the actual few pieces of evidence that we do have of Jak and Daxter or anything along the lines of that is very, very, very small. Mm-hmm. It is literally like 2 or 3 things. So the one thing that we do know is that we do know that Bluepoint is working on a PlayStation 2 title remake. We know that.
Yes, and it's been rumored for a while that it could be Metal Gear Solid.
The other one I've been hearing, though, which has backing by Jason Schreier, is Demon Souls.
Demon Souls, that's what it was. Yeah, which, by the way, isn't a PS2 game. So yeah. I saw a lot of those rumors that are like, yeah, they're making a PS2 game, and they kept mentioning Demon Souls, and I was like, guys, come on, you know what it came out on.
Right. But they had recently announced that they are remaking 2 games. right? They or not announced. They hinted towards that they're remaking 2 games. One of them can be Demon Souls, and the other one could be Metal Gear. We don't know, right?
We don't know.
We don't know. But that's what we know. What we know is that they are remaking a PlayStation 2 game, at least one PlayStation 2 game, right? That's it. That's all that we know. And there are so many titles that come to mind that they could be remaking. And now, I also want to preface this. I love Jek and Daxter. I love Jek and Daxter. I love them. Here's the thing, is that I was heartbroken when that limited run thing happened, because at the time when it happened, I didn't have much cash on me at all. And I did not get a chance. And if that opportunity ever came up again, I would buy that in a heartbeat. I love Jek and Daxter. I love it to death.
Yeah.
I want to be wrong. Please. I'm screaming into the universe for this. I want to be wrong. I hope that Jek and Daxter re-trilogy. I'm like, man, there's so many better names. Like, dude, I could come up with a better name. Let me think here. Jek and Daxter Recursor trilogy.
Yeah, Jek and Daxter, anything trilogy. Just the Jek and Daxter
literally anything
trilogy.
but trilogy.
Yeah, anything. Come on.
Right, literally anything. And that is something that is driving me insane. Like, remember Spyro the Treasure trilogy? You remember that? I do. There is so much going against this that I am a little frustrated that people, but I want to be debunked myself. Please. Like, this is something where I hope that someone is sitting there with their anime glasses, pushing it up to their face.
Well, it shines your light, and you're like...
with the shine that goes across, telling me how wrong I am. Please. Please prove me wrong. I want to be proven wrong. I'm genuine on this. I'm legitimately saying, please prove me wrong on this, because I love Jek and Daxter, and I would feel nothing but pleasure to see him come back. Same with Sly Cooper. That's another franchise I would love to see to come back. And these are games I would love to see to come back. I'm not hating. What I'm saying is that we need to be cautious, because when we keep hearing take it with a grain of salt, 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 that's not grains of salt. That's the whole bloody salt shaker that we're asking people for in terms of a stretch. We can't be turning around and saying, hey, Jek and Daxter rumored by 4chan. Okay. Is it okay to take a 4chan rumor? Yes and no, if there's other evidence. If there's other evidence that stands, and there's a 4chan post that adds up to it, you can add that on for the sake of, hey, there's also this, right? So maybe it's true, maybe it's not. You use the 4chan posts from anonymous people. Heck, even if they name themselves something, anyone can name themselves anything. There was someone going around with the name Sabi, who is a leaker over on Twitter on 4chan, and they made sure to let people know, hey, I don't go on 4chan, so whoever posts themselves as Sabi on 4chan.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Right, because they were talking about CTR. So the thing is that we can't be just looking at just 4chan posts. If it's just a 4chan post, there's
that's it. No.
Don't, right? Like for example, I made a video talking about a 4chan post for Crash Bandicoot that took off that it shouldn't have, and I made a video saying, like, hey, we need to put ourselves in check here. It's a 4chan post. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. There's like, I know, like I said, with Crash at least, it's been a drought. There's been a drought of news. You're wanting anything, and it's fun to hype up something and be excited about something. But when it's something that's obviously not that, it gets annoying. It gets a little frustrating.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating when there's absolutely, like I said, there's speculation and theory. That's fine. But when when you have it based on facts and events and things that are happening, then yes, I speculate away. Please do, right? Because that's, I do that. I speculate, right? The thing is that the thing is that we can't. I'm trying to find my words properly here because I don't want people to get upset. I really don't. Is that this isn't even a rumor.
No.
That's the problem. Here's the thing: is that the videos claiming that it's a rumor is turning it into a rumor.
Yeah.
But the post itself, because here's the thing: if some rando who posts that, if some person that randomly claims that they have sources posts something and that's a rumor, then Half-Life 3 has been rumored to come out since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because another one, Mother 3, right? Oh, I've been hearing rumors. I've been hearing rumors about Mother 3. I've been hearing rumors about Half-Life 3. Oh, I've been hearing rumors about this. I've been hearing rumors about that. Those aren't rumors. Posts and saying that are not rumors. It becomes a rumor when there is a bunch of more evidence, or it comes from someone who is credible within the industry.
Yeah.
It's like if Jason Schreier comes out and says, "Hey, I heard that there is something going on in the works for Jek and Daxter." If Jason Schreier came out and said that, now you have a rumor.
Yeah, that's a rumor.
That's a rumor. That's hey, somebody from a trusted source in the industry is claiming this. Another rumor can be started, like I said, when there's multiple little pieces that come together that start to form a tapestry of a picture of, hey, this is a possibility. Mm-hmm. But the fact of the matter is that to turn around and say that Jek and Daxter, that this post is a rumor, I disagree. It's not a rumor, because what's making a rumor is people's posts talking about it and saying, hey, take it with a grain of salt, do this. And I'm not trying to call out anybody. I'm really not. It's just frustrating to me because those are not rumors.
Mm-hmm.
It's a post that someone from 4chan said.
I could go in there and post like, hey guys, there's a new Spyro game coming out called Spyro 4. Again,
Revenge of the Dragonfly.
Revenge of the Bugs. And it's a Spyro 4 remake. And there's extra bugs, both glitches and dragonflies. Yeah, and be like, whoa guys, check it out! It's a Spyro 4 remake. Oh my god, this guy said so it's true.
So it's a rumor, right? They say, hey, there's a rumor I heard. And it's like, no, it's 4chan.
Yeah,
it's 4chan.
It's 4chan. Come on. But let's go from something very salty to something kind of fun. You know, we went on Twitter like we do every now and then, and we asked, hey, we're recording Wumpa Time. Do you have any questions? And if you at home want to be sure to contribute to this stuff, follow us on Twitter at ShimpOfficial on Twitter, or at Canadian Guy A with 2 H's because there's an imposter. And we use the hashtag Wumpa Time, so that's how you know if we post about it. And if you want to ask us a question randomly, just use the hashtag Wumpa Time. We check it all the time before we record. So I posted a thread saying, got any questions? Let us know. And a couple of you guys let us know. So we're gonna pick, I think, 2 questions each. Because there's a good chunk of responses in here, and I'll go first.
Okay.
So at Alden Robinson 5, which is just their username is Alden with a Canadian flag. Hey. They ask, Minecraft Dungeon is being released on the 26th. How do you feel about this popular franchise trying out a whole new type of game? It was needed. Oh my god. Finally, Minecraft has something that isn't just Minecraft. And let's be fair, you know, they tried before. They had Minecraft story mode. You know, it was there. It was part of a trend of Telltale games, and it's free on Netflix now. It was a thing. Kids kind of liked it. Adults were confused because they keep thinking it's Minecraft and they see it on the shelf. But it was an experiment, and I guess it did well because they had 2 seasons. But I think this is a well-needed change. I seen gameplay of it, and it's coming out on everything. It looks really fun. It's just a dungeon crawler Minecraft game, and I think this is something that really fits the series and something that the series really needed. Besides just being a sandbox game, I don't know where they can go from here.
The big thing about that is that they're turning Minecraft, that's already a super franchise, into a multi-genre super franchise, right? You know, like Mario, you got your regular platformers, and then you have your sport games, and then you have your party games, right? And it's Mario.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, guess what? With all this Mario stuff, now they're switching over to Minecraft, Minecraft Dungeons, Minecraft Story, Minecraft this. And you know what? Though I am a dungeon crawler, I do like dungeon crawlers. Maybe I'll check this out. I'm not big into Minecraft personally, but I feel that it is a good direction because it's something, like you said, it's something different. Like we haven't seen like if they came up with like minecart racing.
Yeah, I was just about to say if they had minecart.
Minecart racing, I think that a lot of people would definitely be like, okay, now you're really pushing that line. But they did something different. They were like, hey, let's do a dungeon crawler, and you don't hear too many multi-brand franchises or multi-genre franchises having one of them being a dungeon crawler and then one being anything else, you know?
Yeah, usually, like, exactly. It's like, oh, we have a open world sandbox game, and then we have the dungeon crawler. It's like if Crash is like, oh, we have the platformer, and then we have the dungeon crawler. Like, what do you mean a dungeon crawler? I want to try that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's something completely different. So we're going to go on to the next question. This is from at Frederick's Pellers P. Sorry, Frederick Pellers P.
Let me look at it. Let me help you. Where are we at? Where are we at?
Fred, he's got the Rayman. He's Frederick.
Frederick at there he is.
Frederick's Pellers P.
Frederick's Pellers. You know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are. We know who you are. So the question is, 2CG or Shemp, do you think that the last CTR update was the last one? The update dropped a bit over 2 months ago, and there has been no news of anything to come since then. Do you think that this was the last update, or will there be more to come in the future? So, in my opinion, I personally think that we might get one more patch, or maybe even two. I think we're going to get one more patch for the anniversary of the game. I think we're going to get stuff like Crash and like a birthday hat. You'll get wheels that have like confetti flying off of them. Just kind of like a, like birthday themed, just a birthday themed content drop. And then I think that we might not hear anything until when the new Crash game launches. They might release, some assets from the new Crash game as some content. Like they might be like, hey, here's a skin for Crash that looks like maybe a redesigned Crash, maybe it looks a bit different, right? So I definitely think that we're coming down to the final updates. I think there's one more. In my opinion, there's one more.
I think it's mainly going to come when the I know I have a big gut feeling that when the new game is announced, there's going to be some content drop for CTR to promote it, because there are people still playing CTR regularly. I don't think it's ever going to die out within maybe the next 2 or 3 years. So odds are that when the next game gets announced, there's going to be some stuff. There's going to be some stuff added to there, like maybe one stage or a new character or something like that. And my next question is from at Admiral Snack Bar 2, and their name is,
I like that. That's funny.
and their name on Twitter is Cult of Watching Knuckles, and they're
nice,
cool, nice. And they asked, how did you and meet? Which nothing spectacular, but if you have been a longtime viewer of my channel, I think it was last year. It was last year, right?
No, no, dude. I think this was almost 2 years ago.
2 years ago? Really?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost. It's coming up to it, because remember we were.
You're right. Remember. It was 2018. Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, time flies, man. We'll say a year and a half, but.
Okay, well, September 2018, we hosted the official r/Spyro 20th anniversary charity stream, where we streamed for 5.5 hours straight, and we raised money for the Able Gamers Foundation for Spyro's anniversary. And we did a bunch of different sections, and on one of those sections, it was a bunch of interviews. And a Canadian guy here was one of those interviews, because he was one of the biggest Spyro tubers at the time, and probably still is. And I remember we were streaming Dawn of the Dragon on Wii, on the Dolphin emulator, and I was breaking the camera while you were being interviewed, and you kept you were answering, and you're like, yeah, so wait, sorry, what's happening? Oh, no, okay. Yeah, wait, hold on. We saw a lot of T-posing that day, but
yeah,
we we interviewed for about like 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah, around there.
I can't remember. And then after the stream wrapped up, our dear buddy Mechanizer Imperfect Sound reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to hang out with us? Here's a link to hang out with us." And I was like, "Okay, whatever. Yeah, who are you?" And then we all just kind of chilled from there.
Yeah, and it was, there was something that, I definitely could feel between you and I ever since, like, from the first time we talked, because I remember during the stream, it was you. Who were you hosting it with? You were hosting it with...
It was me and the head mod of r/Baro, Kakoa OK.
Vinny? Yeah, Vinny, right? Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, Vinny, yeah. So Vinny was, it was you and Vinny, and I remember... both of you kind of asking, like, what do I do for a living? And I remember explaining what I did for a living and stuff. And I remember you and I, we really clicked. Like, we just, not that, Vinny's really cool, but you and I, there was a rapport right away. Like, there was a balance, right? And that was something that not just you and I, but also, like, our dear friend Mecca has heard. He's like, man, you guys were really bouncing off each other. Like, you guys could, like, and we had just met, right? Yeah. So there was already in a sense, as you guys are hearing now, a podcast chemistry-like friendship right from when we met, right? So that was something that was really cool to hear and see. So that's how we met, and that was that was all, like I said, back in 2018, and that was really cool. And you know what? I'm really happy that I agreed to do that interview and talk with everybody, because now I have met a very good friend that I hope to be able to see for the rest of my life, and someone who is essential to the channel. Shemp's work is seen quite a bit. He edits quite a few of my videos, and it's really nice to be able to have him on board as a personal friend and as a professional workmate. So stream...
Same.
So that stream really has changed a lot, I think, in both of our careers. So we're going to be going to my second and final question of the stream. This was asked in CG Stream yesterday. This is by CT Artisan, someone who has commonly been in our Wumpa Time comment sections, also has been doing something quite impressive. They have actually been timestamping our categories for Wumpa Time in the comment section.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to be starting to make sure that CT Artisan's comments are being pinned, so that if you guys want to later on ever catch Wumpa Time at a different time, you can just scroll down. If there's a specific piece that you want to listen to, he's timestamping them. He or she, I'm not sure. Sorry. They are timestamping. They're timestamping everything for us, and I was very impressive and very appreciative. So thank you so much, CD Artisan, for your participation. And here is your question. This was asked on CG Stream yesterday, not by me. Where do you see yourselves in 10 years? So I'm going to start. Yeah, I'm going to start. I did kind of answer this a little bit, but I do want to kind of answer it again. Is that I see myself creating some form of a production company with all my close friends and partners to be able to create content for people on a massive level. So you see like Good Mythical Morning, you see these not necessarily multi-network channels, but these massive channels that have multi-channels involved with them, and they're all extremely high quality, and they all produce really good content. And I think that is something that I really want to explore. I want to almost create a tight-knit multi-channel network almost, but like not publicly, like, hey, everybody, yeah, slide on here.
Everybody, come on in.
Yeah, everybody, come on in. We'll take your money. No, I want to create a very tight-knit network that is like, okay, if you were a part of this network, it's something that is like, wow, that's a really good network to be a part of. And that network would be a very close, tight-knit group. And we would have, like I said, we would have everyone working and helping each other out. And it would just be all friends and content creators between us. Like, we'd be able to imagine, like, I just want to turn to you, Shemp, for a second. Imagine us working on a project. Imagine if we had the likes of Mecha, the personalities of me, you, and even, let's say, Katie, and the editorial skills of me and you all working on one project. What could we develop together? Right?
Documentaries, huge videos, even like small movies.
Yeah, like the amount of anything from skits to even show concepts and anything. I feel like together we could really create something powerful, and that's just naming people off the top of my head. There are also others as well, and part of our tight friend group that, man, they're super creative people. They are incredible when it comes to art, when it comes to editing, when it comes to music, when it comes to creating content in general. And I feel like 10 years from now, maybe even shifting to a platform that's even off of YouTube, like maybe creating our own platform, looking at like what Rooster Teeth is doing. They have their subscriptions and you got your streams and all this stuff. And I think that being a part of creating this whole big network of friends within working together in tandem to create extremely high quality content, I think would be like the best revenue for everybody. I think
so. Mine's kind of basically almost exactly the same too. It's something that I've been doing for like 2 or 3 years now. I've been pushing my own production company, which you see at the beginning of all my videos. It's called Dusty Cartridge Productions, and that's been my production label. It's been essentially my normal boots. So if you see it on a video, you're like, oh, it's those guys. And the biggest thing for me is reaching out past just YouTube. For example, we mentioned him again because we love him so much. Our dear friend Mecca, his music is under Dusty Cartridge. So whenever he makes something or an album or a single, that logo's on there. So everyone knows it's part of this tight-knit group like yours is essentially. And I've also been like reaching out for games, like fan games and all that stuff that are being released under Dusty Cartridge. And right now, I don't know if I can talk about it, but me and Mecca are working on a little album together, a little fun, it's only instrumental. I think it's only instrumental album that's going to be released under Dusty Cartridge. And it's just been kind of a dream of mine to push that to as much as I can, because the thing is, for me personally, I never saw Dusty Cartridge as a monetary thing. I've only ever wanted it to be just a label, because I told Mecca so many times, if you're going to sell something under the label, all the profit's yours. I don't want anything. My profit's mine, your profit's yours. That's it. We do what we need, and we work together when we need to. And I've always just seen it as a way to just connect everyone, just make it fun. Those, like, I can't stress enough, those guys, because there was a group of it originally, then it kind of fell through, and now it's slowly being built back up. And I've noticed people in the comments started taking notice, and that really means a lot to me, so thank you guys. So I guess for me in 10 years, it's still constantly making content under Shemp and Dusty Cartridge and pushing it as much as I can.
And you're a bit farther ahead, and also too, it doesn't mean that Dusty Cartridge and the Maple family or whatever, I don't know, can come together and and work together as well. That's definitely something that is entirely possible as well. It's something that I'm excited for, and it's not like I won't be a part of Dusty Cartridge either, or you won't be a part of whatever. We could be in part together, right? So there's a lot of things, because like I said, 10 years from now, a lot could change. There's a lot of things that could change, but what won't change is our appreciation. If you listen to us on anywhere where you can listen to things like other podcasts. Man, that segue started off great and it just crashed and burned.
You can hit.
I was like, oh man, this segue is great, and then my brain just shut off. So we appreciate all the love that you guys give. If you guys want to give us a rating, whether it be on, I believe it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify, SoundCloud, or whatnot, if there's any places that you can give a rating, please let us know what you think. We really appreciate it, and we do try to look at everything. If you are happy with the podcast, or if you want to ask a question, make sure to use hashtag WumpaTime on Twitter or leave in the comment section below. You can follow us both on Twitter at ShempOfficial and at Canadian Guy A with the extra H because the imposter is still out there. And we also are going to, we still produce a podcast. I know today is Sunday. We usually post on Saturday, but we've been having problems week to week. I mean, hey, life happens.
Yeah.
And we are still waiting for the carrier pigeons. Please, we prefer carrier pigeons that are disease free.
Please, if you have any questions, please just write hashtag WumpaTime on them. Don't do that.
Yeah, we had to put down the last pigeon that came in. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally joking. Totally joking. No pigeons came yet. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for listening in, and we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Bye-bye.